Dinah Shore was a recording artist whose decades-spanning career started in the 1930s. Over her life, she was romantically involved with a variety of notable figures, including Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. But it was a young Burt Reynolds who grew to consider Dinah the love of his life. Join Factsverse as the truth about Dinah Shore's affairs comes to light. Dinah Shore was the love of Burt Reynolds' life. By the time the 1970s came around, legendary recording artist Dinah Shore had made a successful transition to television. Dinah acted on a couple of programs during her career, including Dinah's Place. It was through her work on that show that the performer came into contact with the young Burt Reynolds, who'd been hired on for a small role. Dinah became smitten with the young man, and Burt was smitten back. This came in spite of the fact that they had an age gap of nearly 2 decades. Their relationship grew serious when Burt invited her to spend a weekend with him. Dinah Shore was only with Burt Reynolds for 4 years, and he was one of many men that she bedded during her day. But the actor went to his deathbed claiming Dinah had been the true love of his life. According to Burt Reynolds, one of his and Dinah's favorite things to do together was play tennis. In addition to being older and wiser than her boyfriend, Dinah was also a better tennis player. Burt claimed the way he could tell Dinah truly loved him was that she'd let him win. They also enjoyed playing golf together. Both of them had Southern upbringings, with Dinah being raised in Tennessee and Burt in Florida. They also shared a passion for entertainment, though they found themselves at much different places in their careers during the relationship. Burt was a fledgling performer who had yet to find his big break. Meanwhile, Dinah was a veteran performer who'd made a name for herself decades prior and was now seeing impressive career longevity. Dinah knew everyone in Hollywood, and Burt cherished her connections. Beyond this, he also appreciated her wisdom and experience. Dinah gave her boyfriend plenty of advice and helped him become a superstar. We're excited to have Tiege Hanley as the sponsor of today's video. You may be surprised at how much a good skincare routine can change your life and help you maintain healthy, youthful skin. Seriously, I still don't think some of you believe me when I tell you how much implementing a quality skincare routine will improve your confidence in all aspects of your life. Tiege Hanley makes taking care of your skin uncomplicated. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing you don't. I recommend you start with their Level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. And to make it dead simple for guys like us, they provide an instruction card in every box that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. It definitely comes in handy. Skincare wasn't always something I took seriously, but now that I have, I wish I would have started sooner. But you don't have to just take my word for it, because they have over 5,000 5-star reviews from customers around the globe. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tiege Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, access to exclusive monthly deals, the freedom to pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click the first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. Don't miss out on this amazing deal. Click that link and get started today. Dinah helped make Burt into a celebrity. Plenty of attention came Burt's way as a result of his relationship with Dinah, but not all of it was necessarily positive. On account of the massive age difference, the tabloids enjoyed ribbing the couple. They grew quite insecure about the perspective of the tabloids, but remained steadfast that their love knew no age. Dinah had quite the love life before being involved with Burt, and Burt was no slouch either. Dinah had been married twice, while Burt was already married before hooking up with her. One of her marriages was to a man named George Montgomery, to whom she was married for 2 decades. Dinah and George were married from 1943 to 63. George was a stuntman, and the two had 2 children over the course of the marriage. Her next marriage was to a man named Maurice F. Smith. They were married from 1963 to 64. By the time Dinah met Burt, she was no longer interested in having any more children. But Burt was much younger and yet to have any of his own. This was the central conflict in their relationship. Prior to being involved with Dinah, Burt was married to an actress named Judy Carne. The marriage was short-lived, lasting from 1963 to 65. Judy was known for her work on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. In between Judy and Dinah, Burt was involved with a Japanese actress named Miko Mayama. Burt and Miko were even living together at the time that Burt and Dinah became romantically involved, with Miko reportedly expecting a marriage soon. Burt had to let Miko down easy when he told her he'd moved on to someone else. He apparently agreed to pay the actress $500 a week for the next 2 years if she exited his life without a fuss so Dinah could take her place. Miko accepted the offer without question, and she was out of Burt's life within the same day. Burt also left Miko with a goodbye present of a Cadillac convertible. By all accounts, Dinah and Burt had a great time together. However, it wasn't meant to be. While Dinah didn't want more children, Burt did suggest that they could possibly adopt. But Dinah was adamant she didn't want to bring any more kids into her life. There was also the matter that Dinah was afraid of having to see herself grow old in Burt's eyes. At the age, she was aging more noticeably than Burt. Though he was attracted to her at the time, she feared he might lose his attraction to her as time went on. Both Dinah and Burt moved on after the relationship. Though he claimed on his deathbed that she had been the love of his life, it was Burt Reynolds who broke up with Dinah. Burt grew fed up with Dinah's insistence that she didn't want to start a family, and he attempted to move on. He married TV actress Loni Anderson in 1988, and the pair adopted a child named Quinton. But Burt never truly moved on and considered Dinah to be the love of his life until his dying day. Burt's marriage to Loni didn't last very long, despite the fact that they adopted a son. It ended in 1994, the same year Dinah Shore passed away. As the marriage was ending, Burt claimed he tried to get a hold of Dinah, but Dinah wasn't interested in reminiscing. Burt never remarried after divorcing Loni Anderson and never had any more children. He blamed himself for the dissolution of their relationship, claiming he'd been petty. Burt passed away in 2018. Dinah Shore was born in 1916, and she managed to make a name for herself as a recording artist at the time when the music industry wasn't very kind towards women. Dinah stuck up for herself and didn't allow herself to get taken advantage of by executives, which is a big part of how she managed to have such career longevity. She wasn't willing to sleep with anyone to get ahead, but she was never all that picky about who she became romantically involved with in her personal life. Early on in her career, she became known for her involvement in a variety of romances. One person she was involved with early on was James Stewart. According to legend, the pair was so hot and heavy, they once almost married in Vegas. Another notable figure she hooked up with early on in her career was Frank Sinatra. Dinah was also known for her involvement in supporting the troops during World War II. Once America entered the war, Dinah was one of the first celebrities who ventured overseas to entertain the troops. It was during World War II that Dinah met and married her first husband. After her marriage ended, and before she hooked up with Burt Reynolds, she was romantically involved with comedic performer Dick Martin. He was one of the stars of Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, which is quite the coincidence considering Burt Reynolds was married to Judy Carne around the same time. After her relationship with Burt Reynolds ended, Dinah was involved with a variety of other figures before her 1994 death. One of these was actor Wayne Rogers, who was known for his work on the TV series MASH. Another was singer Andy Williams. Of all the figures that she hooked up with after Burt Reynolds, the most notable one would likely be Dean Martin. Dean was the second member of the Rat Pack that Dinah hooked up with. In 1993, she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer and passed away the next year. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you know that Dinah Shore hooked up with both Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, and that she almost married Burt Reynolds when she was in her 50s? Let us know in the comments section below.